Hi everyone, Sarah here. I have some super cute cards to share with you today using the Gerda Steiner Your Qualified stamp set. This was for my design team package for this month, for January. I have coloring process for you for coloring up these cute little koala bears. I used my B marker paper. I'll show this to you guys here. The artist marker paper pad from the B paper company. I just purchased it from my local art store. And Copic markers, and I'll let you know the colors throughout the process video. So I just colored these guys up. I have some also with the little coffee cup and the little tiny koala, and as you can see I used some of the sentiments from there. For my first card, because I have a lot to share with you, I used a couple more dies that I purchased from the Not2Shabby shop. This was one that I purchased a long time ago. The heart banner from La La Land Crafts. I love this banner. It's very useful, and you can even use the little hearts that come out of it. So super cute. The next one I used was this Dynamics Sending Hugs. So it comes with sending, hugs, and smile are the three words that are attached to it. So this was purchased from the Not2Shabby shop not too long ago. And then the Lawn Fawn Happy Mail that makes this cute little mailbox. It is so adorable. It also makes a little envelope. So I have quite a few of these already made up. I just cut them out of some wood grain paper and inked up the edges, and then I made some in teal and some in pink. You can close them up if you want to. You can move around the little flag. I used brads before I put together the mailbox, and they do end up being dimensional, so it looks super cute on your card. Excellent die set to have. The little envelope, this is what it looks like when it comes out. I just inked up around the edges, and then you just fold it up and glue it down. You can keep it open, you can stick a little note inside of it, or you can seal it. And then I stuck the little hearts here. I have some die cut hearts. Actually, I used the hearts from the mailbox. I have some extra pieces here from the mailbox, so I just used these hearts from the mailbox, and bam, like that. So super cute little envelope. And just push that back up there. I have all my extras around the top of my desk here. And then I also used an older one that I purchased from Jamie, the wonky stitched stacks in square from MFT. So here are my first two cards using all of those sets. They are so adorable. I'll start with this one here. So this one I decided to close the mailbox up. So I did glue it shut. You can still move the flag around because it's on a brad, but I decided to keep it down because he has his mail already out of the mailbox. There's the super cute heart banner, and I added in some Swarovski crystals that are hot fix in there. And my little koala bear, I added glossy accents on his nose and popped him up on foam tape with his little letter in his hand. So for this little guy, I actually did cut down underneath his head, between his head and his arm, because it looks like his arm is up behind his head. So I did cut a little slit there so that I could slide the envelope in to make it look like he's holding it. And then I pulled out my old 5-inch doilies, white paper doilies. I have not used these in quite some time. Added a layer in there with some patterned paper with the wonky stitch die, and then popped up all the mailbox and the little koala on there. Super cute. Here's on the inside where I used the sending hugs. I just die cut that out of my pink glitter paper, and these are the little hearts from the banner on the front. So love the way it turned out, so adorable. Here's the other one. I used the little tiny koala bear, made it look like he was climbing up the mailbox. And then another one sitting down here waiting for the mail to come out. Glossy accents on both their noses, and then the black gel pen on their eyes. This one has the mail flag up because the envelopes are coming out. I just stuck two in there. And then the little banner with the red foil and some more Swarovski crystals. So cute. On the inside, I added in another wonky stitch die and used the You're Qualified for a Hug. Adorable. They're so cute. I just love the way they turned out. So those are the two big cards. The next thing I have is a ton of little Valentine's note cards. So for these ones, I pulled out these heart dies that I got at a garage sale. They're from Paper Tray Ink. They have the 2 layered sets. So I die cut one with the paper scored so that I could make some little cards, and then attached a full one on top with the pattern paper on the inside. And then these are the Straight to My Heart arrow dies from My Favorite Things that have all these wonderful sayings for them. They do have a second set that's not particularly Valentine's. It's got different words in it with the arrows. So great set to have. I just die cut a ton in foil paper and added my little koala bears. Nothing on the inside, just space to write a little message. So there's that one. This little guy. There's another one. So cute. This little guy that says, "Kiss me. Be mine. Be mine." These 2 pink and turquoise ones turned out super cute. Be mine and kiss me. Again, nothing on the inside, just space to write a message. And then I ran out of koala bears, so I used 2 of the extra little skunks from Lawn Fawn that I had colored up on my desk here. So there you go. That is it for those cute little Valentines. And then the last ones that I have for you, because I went koala crazy, I used these stitched mini scallop rectangles from MFT. I did use the stitched rectangles. I have the small and the large together in here. I used that on the inside of it also. The koala set, and then I did use Happy Valentine's Day from the Love Letters Lawn Fawn set. So these are little coupons. So they're just the scallop die with the Happy Valentine's Day on the back. You can write a little message on here and sign your name, but it is a coupon for a coffee. So you are qualified for a coffee. That's from the stamp set. I added in some little hearts. I used the At You Spica sparkle gel pens to add the sparkle on there. And then I just popped up my little koala with his coffee cup. So cute. So I have 6 of these all done. Cute little guys. Again, same thing, just says Happy Valentine's on the back. I just used some old double-sided Valentine's paper from Authentique that's in my stash, and just kept them all the same. So that is it. Those are all my koala projects that I made for you guys this week. Again, I will attach the coloring for these little koala bears to share with you guys. Please leave a comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Thanks, bye. Okay, so time-wise my video isn't too long, so I decided to leave this coloring at real time for you. I'm not speeding it up. This is me coloring in real time. So just to share with you the colors that I used. For the koala bears, my base color that I'm coloring with right now is the W4. The warm grays have a little bit of a brown tinge to them, which just gives like a more real-life gray color for an animal. So I used W4, and then I went to W6 and W7. So you'll see that I'm just adding in some light marks of where I want my shading to be. In his ears, around the side and bottom, just to differentiate the head from the body. And then I'm going with my darker, my W7, and then as usual I just work my way back down with my medium and my light. This is the B Company paper that I'm using, so you do not need to use a lot of color, or sorry, a lot of ink. And when you do use a lot of ink, it tends to bleed. So you may see that my colors bleed a little bit. but that doesn't really matter because I am just fussy cutting right to the edges anyways. So as long as you know how your paper reacts, then you're okay to go ahead and do what you feel like doing. Or if you know you're going to cut out and fussy cut right to the edge, then just color away. It does not matter. So basically what I did was give a nice base of color with my shadows and everything. And then after I was done that, that's when I went back to my medium, so my W6, and added in some dots with it. It's hard to see because I do have my camera set up straight up above me, and when I'm doing dots, I hold the marker straight up and down. So I'm just doing some dot detail with the W6, which is the medium, and then going back over with the W4 and adding more dots of the lighter color to blend it in. At first it looks a bit harsh, but as the ink dries, it does look a lot better, and it just gives that fur feeling to it. So then I'm just coloring in the body again with the same colors, W4, W6, and W7. You will see me go back in after I remember with my R20 for the pink on the cheeks, and just add a couple dabs of pink over top where his cheeks are. Again, it looks a little harsh at first, but when it dries, it doesn't dry nearly as much. It kind of blends itself, so that's why I don't use any of the gray colors over top of it. I just let it bleed and dry as it likes to. For their noses, I did use the T grays, so T5 and T7, just because I wanted it to be more of a black gray on the nose than the warm brown grays that are in the body. And then after that was dry, I did put glossy accents on the eyes, glossy accents on the noses, the black gel pen, which is purchased from the Not2Shabby shop. I'll put the link if Jamie has it in stock. For the eyes, and then because of the dark gray colors, I just used my thin black marker and drew over top of the eyebrows and the mouths, just so that they popped a little bit more. So you'll kind of notice that in the finished images that I'm showing you. So that is it for coloring of these guys. I do have the other ones which are attached on here, and I'll just play some music for you guys. Again, thank you for watching, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. I do really appreciate it.